Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Maika D here, and today I am not going to be doing a makeup video once again. First and foremost, I really want to thank you guys so much for all the really positive responses that I got from my last millennial talk, which I will leave in like the little I box right here, what have you. I don't know where it is on the screen. You'll figure it out. No, but thank you guys so much for responding really well. Not only really well to the video, but I loved hearing you guys' feedback, and I love starting conversations like that. So if you guys have anything else that you guys want me to talk about that either had to deal with not only millennial issues, but just things that you don't normally see on the web, whether it be BuzzFeed or some other YouTuber, let me know down in the comments below, or on my Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter, also Snapchat as well. And I will definitely try my best to cover all of them as best as I can. Now, for today's video, I wanted to talk about something that a coworker of mine actually brought up, which is interracial, not really interracial dating, but multicultural dating. And what that basically, if you guys want me to go more in depth, I mean, I find it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically, for example, if, you know, she is she's from Sri Lanka, and her family is Hindu, you know, and she's had conversations with her parents as to what would happen or what would they do if she were to go ahead and start dating someone outside of her own race, for example, a white Catholic. Right now I'm in Canada, so like a lot of us here are children of immigrants. So I completely understand wholeheartedly, like, yes, you know, this is definitely a topic that needs to be talked about, because specifically at work, I see a lot of biracial children and, you know, biracial couples, and it's becoming more common. I think the biggest issue, or not the biggest issue, but the biggest concern that a lot of us millennials have today about multicultural or interracial or dating, what have you, is, you know, the difference is not only, you know, will my family accept this or what have you, is I think of how you guys would grow together as the one unit that you are like planning on becoming. For example, take me. I was raised Christian. My parents are both from Haiti. My mother in particular is partially Cuban. So I was basically raised in a very old-fashioned Christian and very strict household. I was 16 going on 17, graduating high school when this happened. My older sister, literally, I think it came out that the boy that she was, the man that she was dating was Caucasian. Now, literally, I remember this happening. I remember the news breaking because all my brothers were actually at the house that day, and one of my eldest brothers, Mark, he comes up to me, he's like,
"Never bring a white boy home."
I'm like,
but what's wrong with white people?
my motto in life, in this, for topics to come, past, present, future, if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. That is how I function, that is how I work. So, never bring a white boy home. I'm like, okay, great. That's awesome. So my sister dating a white guy was a huge deal, and this went on for a couple of weeks, where it was just this controversy that my... Okay guys, I'm sorry, hold on. So it was this huge controversy, about 2 weeks, blah blah blah, and then I remember me being like, yo, who cares, as long as he's treating her right, what's the big deal? And my family was a family to grow up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Do you guys remember that one episode where one of Will's aunts, I forgot which aunt it was, but she brought home a white man, and it was a big deal because he was tall. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, and? Do we not learn from what we see on TV? Really? Do we not learn from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? But no. And then I remember my mom coming up to me a couple weeks later. She was like, I don't care which race he is, as long as he's Christian. Now, at that point, I'm like, okay, cool. great, I can do that, Ma. I can get you a nice Christian boy. Woo, that failed. That's beside the point. And now I'm just kind of like, okay, well, what do I do now? What is going to happen when I do end up meeting someone else who is of another culture and or like religion? Like, it's really, I think the most difficult part about multicultural dating today are we think so much about what our parents are going to think. I do have family members, unfortunately, that are quite critical in terms of, you know, whether or not he's a Christian, or whether or not he's black, or whether or not he's Haitian. And it's a little frustrating too as well, because first and foremost, I have enough problems with my dating life. You know, I'm almost 25. If I want to settle, I'll be settling on my terms. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it's really hard dating outside of your race, or dating in general rather. And it's even more pressure when you have everyone else telling you what to do or who to be with. For example, my friend from Sri Lanka, we're gonna call her T. You know, she's a cute Sri Lankan girl. She likes white boys. She has a preference for white boys. I'm like, okay, great. You know, and it's not to say that she would never marry a person from India who's Hindu and all that jazz, but I remember she told me that she asked her mom, what would you do if I did not marry an Indian boy? And she told me that her mom said that, I don't like it, but as long as you're happy, you're gonna do what you're going to do. And I thought, that's a brilliant answer. You wanna know why? Because it's not only truthful, she's not getting in the way of her daughter finding her own happiness. She's going to support her daughter no matter what, which I love. And I understand that for parents, specifically parents that move from one country to another, they want to keep their culture close, which is great. But at the same time, you know, you're raising your kids in a first world nation. Things change, you know what I mean? Like, it becomes a little different, you know? Specifically in 2017, where our culture is becoming more accepting of the fact that I'm black and you're white and we want to be together. And I think that's beautiful. You know, I think that falling in love with someone who isn't of the same race or of the same culture basically means that you're not only willing to accept this person for who he is, but you're also accepting his culture as your own and vice versa. You know what I mean? I think it's extremely endearing that when two people come together from two different worlds, they make it work, you know? They don't lose parts of themselves. It's like, imagine you're attracted to a younger gentleman, he is of a different race. Okay, cool. So what do? You ask said gentleman out to eat, whether it be coffee, out for drinks, as long as the communication is clear and that it is a date, because we always need to make sure that when we ask people out, they need to know that romantic feelings are attached. I cannot stress that enough. What is so wrong with just going out for, whether it be coffee or whether it be drinks or whether it be like brunch? Nothing's going to happen. Coffee doesn't hurt. You know, drinks don't hurt. Just go out and get to know someone, because you never know. I think interracial dating is beautiful. I think multicultural dating is even better, and I think people of both different races and or religions getting together and not only making it work, but finding a way to while raising your children as well, finding a way to make both cultures work at the same time. That's just extra props for them, because I don't know, I just think we miss out on so many opportunities because of our values, and not to say that our values don't matter or religion doesn't matter. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying that, yeah, it would be easier to go ahead and date someone who, you know, shares your Christianity, your Hinduism, who shares your Muslim faith, or what have you. I just think that it shouldn't be a deal breaker anymore. Guys, if you're attracted to someone and you want something more, and they're not of the same religion or culture or faith as you are, I mean, just be friends. You get the ball rolling, and then, you know what, if it doesn't work out, you know what you do? You move on. That's it. It's that plain and simple. I mean, would it be much simpler if the person that I am going to spend the rest of my life with willingly is, you know, someone who not only fulfills my desires and my wants, but also my parents? Yeah, that's great. But however, they are just not my deciding factor as to whether or not I'm going to go ahead and date you. I've been very clear with a lot of my family members in terms of who I date and who I want as a partner. Date who you want to date. Be happy doing it, and and I cannot stress that you cannot base your decisions based off of someone else unless it's your child. I don't see the point. I mean, like, if your parents hate this person because they're Hindu or they're Muslim, and you're black or white, and I'm just sitting here, and you want to be with this person, what you gonna do? Are you not gonna be with this person because someone's gonna judge you for it? So what? Like I said in my last video, it's only awkward if you make it awkward. Deuces.